And in fact, we have visited the Silicon Valley many times, understand some of the critical success factors as well as some of the shortcomings. Silicon Valley is confined to infocom industry. One North has more than that. We are going to have biomedical sciences, we are going to have media industry, and in fact, we have reserved space for the future industry, which, frankly speaking, we don't know what are they at the moment.
The area set aside for One North is about the size of New York Central Park, more than 450 acres. One North is being built as a live, work, learn, and play community with research facilities, residences, shops, schools, and entertainment. Included will be a biotech research and development area called the Biopolis with 2 million square feet of workspace, and an information technology area called the Technopolis. They expect the population of the One North complex to be 130,000 people by its completion date sometime in the next decade. The development will include lots of high-tech innovations like universal, wireless, high-speed connectivity.
For the whole 450 acres in One North, it is our intention to make it one of the largest wireless campuses in this part of the world. So the 450 acres, any corner within it, you are able to surf your internet. You are going to lock on with your business partner effortlessly.
While the mega project One North is being built, the Jurong Town Corporation, which is managing the development, has put up this temporary high-tech incubator facility called Phase Zero. It offers turnkey startup space, fully wired, low rent, and organized networking activities to seed cooperation and growth. Phase Zero used expertise from high-tech developers in Israel and India to plan this temporary center. The emphasis was on quick development, low construction costs, and the ability to recycle the materials, literally using shipping freight containers to assemble the buildings. Singapore is a very capitalistic society, but its government plays a very active role in business, not only as a regulator, but also as an investor and a kind of mediator among competing companies.
If you leave it solely to companies to develop, they would tend to fragment themselves because each company always look at the product that they are trying to develop, and they are all looking for maximum market share, and they will do it whatever ways and means. The concept of the end user, as in how do all these things fit together, are very often missing. Just look at any PowerPoint presentation. At the middle, any slide you see is the company's product. I mean, the end user seems to be at the peripherals. So I think the government's role is to see how we can put the person at the center and say that, you know, all these things, I know all of you need to make money, that is fine, but can you please protect the rights of the user?
Part of what makes Singapore attractive for foreign high-tech investment is its ability to move quickly. It is a compact city-state, one-stop shopping for all government services and approvals.
One of the things that Singapore offers is because of our densely populated population within this geographic area, and also the fact that we have one government. I mean, we don't have a state federal type of structure. It helps us to move quickly along, you know, any new direction that may be of interest to us. So the fact that we can move quickly in a certain direction helps companies who are developing products and services, targeting at consumers and at enterprises, to be able to test bait things, to find out what the value proposition is, to find out whether there's something that really works. So we then becomes the first area in which people will try things out, fine-tune the product, especially in terms of not just the technology, but the business and the linkages across different companies within the value chain.
Singapore became an important economic player largely because of its role as a port city. In fact, it is still the busiest transshipment port in the world. And in the new world of the internet, it thinks it can also become a virtual port city, serving the data needs of the vast Asian market.
Now we are building on this connectivity into the cyberspace. By end of this year, we would have more than 20 terabits of bandwidth coming through Singapore, allowing e-commerce, allowing information to flow. Again, connecting not just Singapore, but the region to the world.
Another strong card in Singapore's hand is the extraordinary interest around the world in selling products into China. Singapore, with a Chinese culture and an English language, thinks it is the perfect gateway to the vast Chinese market.
For Singapore, we look beyond China If you take Singapore and draw a 7-hour flight radius, it would cover China, but also India, ASEAN of course, plus Australia, a market of 2.8 billion people. For China, certainly I think it's a big draw, but also because of its complexity, its size. Many people are not too familiar with the marketplace. For Singapore, we think that we could provide a launching pad, a sort of a springboard for companies which are keen to develop that market to get into China.
Perhaps the most famous Singapore success story is Creative Technology, makers of the Sound Blaster card. Creative is now also known for its line of Nomad MP3 players. Creative is a billion-dollar company and was the first Singapore-based company to be listed on NASDAQ. While Creative built its reputation on sound cards, it has now introduced its first ever external soundboard, the Extagy.
But Sound Blaster is so strong that it's always stuck inside the box, and right now we want to move outside the box. Once we move outside the box, we can actually address a much bigger market, where just people who don't want to open up their box, they are not open up the box. So finally we come up with a new Sound Blaster Extagy. For the first time, we give you the convenience of the USB port you plug into your notebook or your PC. You can have great sound of the Sound Blaster Audigy, and that's very well received. You actually have professional quality sound.
The Extagy box offers 5-channel Dolby digital sound even on your laptop. If you're a PC user and you're jealous of your Mac friends and their neat little iPod, just wait till you see what's coming from Creative's MP3 division.
Going forward, in the very near future, I'm going to show you a glimpse of what we can do in this space. We actually have a very small version that's going to come out very soon that actually address those people who really want to have the portability and the convenience of a very small hard disk digital audio player.
The high-end version of Creative's newest Nomad, which is not yet on its website, will have 40 gigs of storage, able to hold up to 20,000 songs. Creative's other hot new product is this revolutionary dual computer keyboard called Prada Keys.
By combining two keyboards in one and in a very ergonomic way, we solve all the problems together. And you can use it as a regular keyboard. You take off the cover, you can use it as a piano-like keyboard, but not having all the bells and whistles of a full piano or digital organs. You can actually play one hand when the computer actually do the auto accompaniment for you, or do all kinds of great accompaniment under your control. You can start in a very basic mode where you have zero knowledge and you can learn to play in a few seconds, and all the way to computer music courses, and all the way to compose your own music.
The Prada Keys software actually turns your PC into an interactive music processor.
This dual keyboard becomes such a powerful musical instrument that you actually, for example, you can listen to CD music, OCD music, then you can add effects on the music keyboards. You can add whatever things you want and re-record it as an MP3 file and send it to your friends and say, hey, this is my actually new composition on these old songs that I like.
The new Prada Keys not only saves space, but also provides totally new functionality in a MIDI-style keyboard.
By combining two keyboards in one, actually the form factor is a huge advantage because it does not occupy a big desk space, which is always short of, no matter what you do in a computer, you need more space, and space is always a problem. So by compressing the two together, you have the advantage. And at the same time, we are leveraging on the computer keyboard to provide the extra functions that normally a normal organ would not have. And therefore, suddenly, this dual keyboard becomes such a powerful musical instrument.
Prada Keys is due out later this year for an estimated price of under $100. That's it for our look at high-tech in Singapore. For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Stewart Cheifet. Computer Chronicles is brought to you by the Oracle Small Business Suite, one completely integrated application that helps make it easier to run your business, including accounting, sales and service, your web presence, and more. Additional funding is provided by PC to PC, the online migration service from PC First, moving files, applications, and preferences from your old computer to your new one.